Hey guys, Scott Murray here again. So a couple days ago, I rotisserie the rump roast, and it was like really good. And I'm like, oh man, this is so good. What do I do with the leftovers? Because I couldn't eat all of it myself. I mentioned in the video that you can make sandwiches out of it. So that's what we're gonna do today is we're gonna make a killer rotisserie rump roast barbecue sandwich. It's gonna be great. So the things you need your leftover rump roast. All right, that's all that's left of that big slab that I rotisserie the other day. You need a really decent bun. I like Kaiser rolls, you know, this is, oh, so good. It doesn't make sense to buy crappy ingredients too, honestly. You should spend a little extra money, buy a decent bun, because we don't eat a lot of bread, but when I do, I want to be good. I'm going with pepper jack cheese. So slice of pepper jack cheese is all I'm going to use for this. And then the last ingredient is a barbecue sauce. So I hate to say it, this is just, you know, bottled barbecue sauce. Use your best barbecue sauce that you can find. If you never made barbecue sauce, it's not hard, and then you can make it just to your tasting. I did this for some ribs that I made over the summer, and I put in, you know, red pepper and stuff like that, and I seasoned it up just the way I liked it. So I challenge you to make your own barbecue sauce and let me know what you guys think of it. All right, I think we got all the ingredients. Let's get started. All right, so let's get started chopping up our rump roast. One of the really fundamental things is most of you guys don't have meat slicers. I know I don't have a meat slicer, but when you're cutting up this meat, you want it to be really thin, which means you need a really sharp knife. And so if there's one thing that you guys need to take away from this is that sharpen your frickin' knives. Because there's nothing worse than the kind to cut through tomatoes or meat or anything like that with a dull knife. So this is just a standard carving knife, and I have a sharpener here. Ta-da! So I sharpen the dude up, and I use, you also need to hone your knife. So this comes with your knife set. This is not a sword for the kids to play with and pretend they're lightsabers or something. It really has a purpose. It really helps keep the edge on the knife itself, and so people are gonna yell at me because I'm pulling it toward myself, but that's the way I do it. So anyways, sharp knife. All right, let me put this down here, and I'm gonna cut all this stuff up right before your eyes. The way I do this too, as opposed to trying to get a long slice like this, I kind of go at an angle, and I start making little cuts, little slices like that. And then come over here on this side and slice and slice. And as we get farther into this thing, you'll see that we need a pretty good sized pile. I mean, I'm a meat eater, man. I just love eating meats and making sandwiches out of them, and chicken and pork and beef, but it doesn't pay to go easy on the meat when you want something nice and hearty. By the way, I was thinking about trying to make a dad joke about cutting up meat, but I was afraid I'd butcher it. All right, let's see how we're doing here. Oh yeah, we're getting there. So the thing too is that because of the rotisserie on the outside, the crusties are all nice and delicious, and they're gonna be inside your sandwich as well. So let me see, how we doing here on this? Is that enough? That's a pretty good sized sandwich right there. That like is maybe a third of a pound or so. Let's make a few more slices. Let's make this really big. All right, looks pretty good. Now these slices, they're still too big because the rump roast is a little on the chewy side. So what I like to do, because when you pull it, when you get a bite, the worst thing to have is a big hunk of meat hanging out of your mouth. So I like to cut it into smaller bite-sized pieces as well. Here we go. That. Crossways. Now I've got my pile of meat. Look at that. Oh, throw that piece of fat out of here. Get it right out of here. Okay, perfect. Next thing you want to do, get your Kaiser roll. Really good. And load that puppy up with your meat. So now you can decorate this to your liking, and I like horseradish, but I went through the pantry and I don't have any horseradish. So dang, I'm gonna have to just go with straight old barbecue sauce on this puppy. So this barbecue sauce I've got, I'm gonna just smother this with my barbecue sauce. Oh yeah. And I know one of you guys are gonna like freak out when I show you how to heat this puppy up. Now I'm not gonna do anything really fancy because I'm putting my dad hat on, saying I wanna get the kids off to school or get the kid fed. So put a piece of pepper jack cheese on top. I'm gonna set the Kaiser roll right there, the other half of it, and I'm gonna microwave this guy to get it warm. Now I'm not gonna do it so long that it's gonna cook the meat, but what I wanna do is melt the cheese and warm up the meat and the barbecue sauce, and it'll actually soften the bun a little bit as well. So I'm gonna throw this in the microwave and I'll be back in just a minute. All right, that took about 1 minute and 30 seconds to get the cheese in the consistency that I wanted, but man, look at that barbecue sauce all dripping around the edge like that, and the bun is nice and squishy and soft, and oh my gosh, it's like out of a TV commercial, and you did it all yourself. So let's do this. What I want to do is, oh yeah, it's all nice and warm too. All right, let's do a taste test on this puppy. All right, time to give it a taste test. One thing you're gonna need to, you may wanna have your barbecue sandwich in one hand and you may want a rag in the other, because man, this gets really drippy and, oh man, nasty. Oh, that is so good. Oh. That rotisserie chicken, the rotisserie rump roast and the barbecue sauce and the pepper jack cheese on the soft, they just melt together. What a flavor. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, that's why you need a rag. It's all drippy. My face is a mess. But that's what you do with all that leftover rotisserie rump roast that you just had. So hope you enjoy this video. Let me know if you want something else rotisserie or barbecued, and I'll show you how I do it. All right, thanks for watching, you guys.